Alright, hello everybody and welcome to Alexander the Great TV. I'm your host, Alexander the Great, and if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button below. Hit the bell to turn on post notifications so you can stay up to date with everything that I'm dropping across the channel. 100K celebration across the live stream is coming very soon. I am so ecstatic to submit for the silver play button on YouTube, and I cannot say how grateful I am to every viewer. My whole entire audience, everybody who's been here from the jump. There's been some people that have been here literally since I've had 1,000 subscribers, and growth is quick, so we're growing super quick across the channel. Make sure you're tapped in with all the links that are supplied in my bio, the channel about me and all that, so that you can stay connected on all platforms. Alright, so let's jump into this. So today, I'm gonna be telling you guys a story time about when the U.S. Marshals raided my parents' house. Let me take you guys back. This is 2011 and I am in the back of my parents' home having a smoke. I'm sitting back there doing my thing. I finish up, put it out, and I go into the back of my parents' house. I shut the garage door and then I'm coming into the kitchen. When I'm in the kitchen, I see in my peripherals out the kitchen window 2 people walking. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. Why are 2 people walking on my parents' grass? Well, they heard the garage door shut. They must have been at the front door knocking, and I didn't hear it because I was in the back and they were knocking or whatever, right? So they hear the garage door and they come walking, and I go to the window and I see it's 2 detectives. Immediately, my heart sinks. I'm like, oh my goodness. At this time, I'm watching my little brother at my parents' home. He's in the front room watching TV, and immediately I'm thinking, oh man, they're here to arrest me, right? I watch them go to the back and then they come back up to the front and they're knocking. I run directly to my little brother in the front room and I tell him, look, no matter what, do not go to the front door, no matter what. I lock the front door, they're banging for a minute, like 2-3 minutes they're banging. Eventually I'm just like, I gotta go answer the door. So to give you guys a little recap on why these detectives are at my house, 2 weeks earlier, they had come to investigate a matter in which would lead to charges for me. And I'll talk about this in a later story, an extended story time for you guys to understand it. But these charges would be two counts of attempted murder and 2 counts of assault would stem from why these detectives were here in the first place. 2 weeks prior, they had came and spoken to me. I just denied everything and they left. Now they're back knocking on the door. So I open the door eventually and they're like, hey, we just want to talk to you inside. And I said, no, you can't come into my home. I said, my dad does not like people inside the home when he's not here. So they said, why don't you come out to the car and speak with us? So I'm like, okay, whatever. I tell my little brother, lock the door when I go out the back. So my little brother, I hear him lock it as we're walking to the car, and I'm like, man, I'm so glad my little brother listens. So at that point, I get to the car. I was gonna hop in the back, but the one detective goes to the back and he says, you hop in the front. So we're all sitting inside an Impala and I ask, okay, what can I answer for you guys? They just get to going and they say, you know, we want to bring up this incident. We know that you were involved and we're here to talk about it. And then I'm denying it right away, right? I'm telling him, I don't know what you're talking about. So then he goes, Alexander, it's 3:12 p.m. right now. We're going to sit for 3 minutes until 3:15. We're gonna sit in silence, dead silence. And during this time, I just want you to think. Think about what you're gonna tell me at 3:15 because it's gonna change your life forever. 3 minutes are gonna change your life forever. So I'm like, dude, what are you even talking about? Like, this is stupid. I'm not listening to you. He's like, just let's do it.
12 seconds later.
My anxiety is off the charts and he can tell. He's looking over at me. He's like, how you doing over here? I'm just freaking out and he knows, right? So at this point, I said, I'm done with you guys. Don't talk to me anymore unless I have an attorney. Well, I go to reach for the door and jump out of the Impala. The guy from the back is already like running around to get me, right? He says, nope, you're not going anywhere. You're under arrest. And this is when that guy grabs me, throws my hand behind my back, throws me in cuffs. The guy from the driver's seat comes around the detective. He lets me know, you're being arrested, Alex. At this point, I'm standing in my front yard and I see 4 black SUV Suburbans coming down my driveway. I'm thinking, man, what is this? This is crazy. And they pull up and I'm looking like, oh man, what is going on? This is insane. Bunch of dudes hop out of the Suburban, bulletproof vests on, it says U.S. Marshals on the front. So what they were there for was they had a warrant given to them to raid my parents' home and look for the weapon that was involved in the incident that would stem from the attempted murder charge. They were there to obtain the clothes that I was wearing that night to find possible traces of blood. When they raided the house, they never found the weapon. They never found any blood. They took a laptop that was not connected, and they brought it in a sense that they could find me talking about something. They were looking for as much evidence as they could find because I had erased everything off my phone. I had no traces of anything to connect me to that incident that night. So after the U.S. Marshals hopped up out of the vehicle, they came right up to me and they asked who's all inside the home. I let them know my little brother. I said, hey, he's scared. Please be very gentle with him. Don't act crazy. But either way, I knew he was going to be scared. I told him not to unlock the door, and then he seen me from the window, and I told him just unlock the door, otherwise they're going to kick the door in. And nobody was home. My dad was at work at this point, so it was just a super disappointment upon myself that, like, man, I'm leaving my little brother there to deal with all this. And you know, they're asking him questions. Where does your brother hide this? Where would he hide this? You know, these type of things. Just made me feel like total crap that it had to go down like this. They immediately threw me in the back of a squad car and brought me to county jail in Rochester, Minnesota, Olmsted County. So when I got there, I was sitting inside the jail cell, and I think they were gonna have a detective come and like ask some questions about the incident or something, but they had me sitting in this holding cell for about 10 hours, right? So they came and got me maybe, I want to say like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. I was literally sitting in that holding cell forever. I ended up standing up on the chair and urinating all over the wall because I told them I need to use the bathroom. Nobody was listening. They didn't feed me, nothing. I think they were trying to get me to sweat it out so that I could just be so overworked. And they came in with this piece of paper, and they didn't even tell me the charges out loud. They sat the piece of paper down and pointed at it and said, Mr. Denning, this is what you're being charged with. And I read, first degree attempted murder, second degree attempted murder, first degree assault, and second degree assault. 4 charges. You know, like the detectives were telling me, like, you know, you're looking at like 40, 30 years in prison, so good luck, kid. You know, it was at this point that it was just like, man, you know, am I ever gonna get out of prison when I'm young? Am I gonna be old when I get out of prison? Yeah. And that was the day the U.S. Marshals raided me. So I hope everybody enjoyed that story of the day that the U.S. Marshals raided my home. If you enjoy more content like this, prison content, whatever it may be, drop in the comments below what you would like to see in future videos. And please be sure to hit that subscribe button below if you haven't already. Hit the bell to turn on post notifications so you can stay up to date with everything that I'm doing. Alright, peace out. See you guys soon.